So, before we start the conversation, I really want to know from you, Iman, since you are in your A levels and you're in that phase where you're deciding which university you want to opt for, and what are your options, and different schools have different mindsets. As a Beaconite, if I should say, what things are you looking for in a university?
So, being a student of Beacon House, I'm used to, the fancy campuses and, the brilliant faculty. But the one thing that sort of stood Habib apart from all the universities in Pakistan is that they have their research journal where students can publish their own research. And for me, that was essentially the biggest selling point because that shows that, you are taking your students seriously enough to sort of have their opinions, their research incorporated into this book form. And then it's also the fact that you're giving them this respect and this great love for academia, which is very rare because most educational institutions in our country, well, sadly, they work in this corporate dynamic. They're more concerned about, the number of intakes of students they have and how many got admissions and all of that. And I don't see any of that on the Habib University website when I go there. It's about, our students did this and this is this podcast we're having, or this is this research journal that they've written, and this event we had, or this musical event. So it's sort of all about the students and less about, the office that's banking on students.
So, Safi, since you are currently at Habib and you just graduated from A levels 3 years back, so when you were deciding on your university, not only Habib University in general, like how did you narrow down your options and what were you looking at?
One typical thing that not every, most of the students, while being in A2, especially with the courses of science, do is they see and seek for the universities which offers good engineering degrees. While me, at the other hand, was someone who was thinking and seeking for something other than or additional to what a university offers in terms of the engineering and the STEM side. I was more inclined towards or more interested in studying philosophy, in literature, in learning more about the history and religious thoughts, etc. The other thing which I really had in my mind was the environment that university provides. Because in my personal opinion, it is the last 4 years of your life, which is the university life, where you actually are independent to have your skills being polished and learned and relearned. While Habib University was someone who convinced me, okay, they do care about the students and their well-being and all that. The Habib University is a very student-centric university, which also proved to be true when I came here and studied. Like currently, I'm in my junior year, and I do believe, I think, if I go back again, I think I will make a similar decision of coming back and joining Habib University for my undergraduate program.
Okay, so when I joined here, just adding a bit, so similar to Safi, I was also a science student in my ONA levels. And then, but I also felt like, the science subjects didn't offer any kind of, like, they were being taught in some kind of isolation and had no connection to, the society around you. So then when I saw this communication design program, I was very interested. I thought, oh my God, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to develop, critical thinking skills and all that. And when I came here, it was even, better than I had expected. But over the 4 years, I think what I really loved about Habib was one, the faculty. They were so supportive, and not just supportive, but they encouraged you to explore whatever you wanted to. And then, similarly, in my final year, I also worked as a design researcher at the playground, and this was a program that has just recently started at the playground where students could volunteer as researchers and contribute to a particular research project using design thinking and similar methodologies. And so the last entire year I was working on this, and now that research is being published. So, and this was being supervised by one of my professors and so many other people there. And all of this, it just showed, that how much they care about us. They want us to excel, and it helped me develop so many connections and so many, I got to know about so many initiatives. So all of that, I see that, this is amazing and this needs to be promoted, and especially in Pakistan.